Hi, I'm Senior Police Officer Chris Latcham with the Des Moines Regional Police Academy. This video is to help you prepare for the Cooper Physical Fitness Assessment for the hiring process for the 74th recruit class for the Des Moines Police Department. Here in the state of Iowa, there are 4 tests that we use for physical fitness screening criteria. Those tests are the 1-minute push-up, the 1-minute sit-up, the 1.5-mile run, and the sit and reach test. In this video, we're going to demonstrate the proper performance of a push-up for testing criteria. For this test, Officer Underwood will act as the proctor for Officer Cam. Officer Cam is going to start with his hands underneath of his shoulders and feet straight behind him, feet together, up on the balls of his feet. Officer Underwood is positioning his hand in the center of Officer Cam's chest at approximately the nipple line, so that as Officer Cam lowers himself down to the mat, his chest must touch the fist and arms must come fully extended for the repetition to count. During the course of testing and selection, the proctor will be counting each properly performed rep for the applicant. Applicants who fail to do their repetition correctly will not have that repetition counted towards the score for their physical fitness assessment. Again, Officer Cam will lower himself down, touch the fist, and then fully extend his arm. Notice that as Officer Cam moves up and down, his body stays in one erect plank position, lowering himself all the way down until his chest comes in contact with his proctor's fist and fully extending his arms, not allowing his body to porpoise or conducting tricep push-ups. You will have 1 minute to complete a maximum number of reps. Those reps are going to be based on your age and gender for your specific group. While you are taking this test, you may only rest in the up position, which is the position you see Officer Cam in at this point. This is the only position that you may rest in for the duration of the 60 seconds. If you break contact with the ground with your hands or feet in any manner, your test will be terminated at that point, and whatever repetitions have been completed correctly will be counted. If during a downward stroke on a push-up your thighs come in contact with the ground, that will immediately stop your test, and the repetitions you have completed correctly will be the number you're scored for. While performing this test, a couple of things will cause you to not have a repetition count. Porpoising, in other words, your body is not moving as one, you're lowering a portion of your body and it is not moving together in a porpoise type movement, just as you saw Officer Cam do here. Additionally, what is referred to as tricep push-ups will not count your repetitions. Essentially, you're doing a half rep push-up. Again, we remind you that when practicing for the test and when performing the test, your arms must come to full lockout extended position for each repetition to count, as you see Officer Cam doing there. The next test in the physical fitness assessment will be the 1-minute sit-up. As you can see here, Officer Rosendahl and Sergeant Scarlett are in the starting position for this test. The applicant performing the test will start with their knees bent, feet being held by their proctor to a position that's comfortable for the applicant. Applicant's fingers must remain completely locked and behind the head throughout the duration of this test. Once they begin a repetition, the applicant must come all the way up, touching the top of the knee with their elbow, not the inside of the thigh or the outside of the thigh, but the top of the knee. On the downward stroke, the applicant's shoulder blades must come back in contact with the ground. Their head does not have to touch, but their shoulder blades must come in contact with the ground, and the fingers must stay interlocked behind the head. The only authorized resting position for this assessment is in the up position. So Officer Rosendahl comes to the up position. If she needs to rest, this is the only position that she can rest in. Resting in the lower position or on the mat will disqualify you for the test. While performing this test, no excessive bucking or arching of the hips or back are allowed while performing a repetition. Any repetitions that are not completely performed correctly will be not counted by your proctor. After you've completed your push-up and sit-up assessments, you will be required to complete a 1.5-mile run assessment. That again will be based on your age and gender specific requirements based on the Cooper standard. Once you have completed your 1.5-mile run, the final test in the physical fitness assessment battery will be the sit and reach. As you can see here, Officer Underwood has his feet placed against the sit and reach measurement board without his shoes on. He starts with his feet flat against the board. Hamstrings, calves, and bottoms of legs are in contact with the ground. Upon execution of the test, he is going to place his right hand on top of his left hand, fingers straight and extended, and when told to execute, he'll go ahead and reach out and hold on the board. Do not bounce or slap, but reach out and hold on the board so that the proctor can read the measurement on the board. Once the proctor has told you they've read your measurement and the measurement's good, then you can relax. You will have 3 attempts to get the minimum standard that is required for your age and gender for this piece of the assessment.